I decided to make a Kaizo mod for Cassette beasts. Makabra is going to use Life Absorb on its ally Nevermore to give it potentiated. Whew, bad forecast. That could have been disastrous. You know what? Can't go wrong with Rakuba. We could do the next fight, but I'm feeling a bit unprepared, so I think we'll do a bit more shopping here. The NPCs here in Gramophone Cafe go on a rotation of sorts. Right, so a couple of things that I want to buy in preparation for the next couple of fights. I want Cold Story. Life Absorb maybe, I think. Quick Smack's gonna come in handy in a bit. One more Toy Hammer should be fine. And then let's deck out Arcan Devil with Cold Story. Let's just get rid of Multi-Shot for Cold Story here. Add it in for Rakuka while it's still at 0 stars. Alright, I want to buy Double Smack as well. Double Smack. And you know what? Maybe Superheated fits as well. As coverage for our Spring Hill. Jump Scare's kinda nice, but yeah, we'll replace it with Double Smack for now. Give Rakuka Bish Bash Bush, I guess. This one can get out of hand if we're not careful. But we should be fine, honestly. So this is why I brought Cold Story, by the way. We want to immediately deal with this Spartan and not have to worry about it for a while. And yeah, I guess we'll go for Inflame here. Because this Spartan will try to set up Conductive Gimmick through applying Iron Firelings when it can. So applying any target quickly kind of I guess neutralizes it. Doesn't do that much damage though. Spawnwalker has charge though, so we'll see how this goes. Probably want to go for an attack here like Bonbon Blast. That might be enough for a KO, so let's chip the Pondwalker next. Yeah, let's just get rid of the Spartan here. When it comes charge, it's gonna take advantage of that conductive stuff. Now the Dandelion. We want to get rid of this Dandelion soon as well because it has also charge. I think we should be fine for a bit though. We'll see. Get rid of this Pondwalker and burn the Dandelion. We'll definitely want to switch Serenade away from here and then keep spamming Inflame. Yeah, let's switch it to Africa and take advantage of this contact damage. Yeah. So now it knows that it's a plastic type, so it might prefer to instead use charge, I think, on Candevil. No, it won't have a turn to be able to execute that. And there we go. Alright, I forgot about this thing. So this is essentially just here to show you a trick that you can go back here as a skip, since a lot of people don't know about that. I think we're more or less ready now. We have both Inflames here. Yeah, this should be fine. I want multi-shot though. Gonna replace Bite, I think. Yeah, this should be fine. No, that's fine. Let's just go, I guess. Huh? And now, this is one of my favorite gimmicks for the early game fight here. So what will happen here is Braxsuit will use Suit Up and Poppercut will use Copycat on the Braxsuit ally in order to copy the buff here. There we go. We should be careful with how we deal with the Poppercut here because it also has Shield Bash and we want to, prepare stuff for when that happens. Or we could also just get rid of it while we can, honestly. I think I'll go do that because it also has Zoomy, so not much to worry about, I think. Yeah, let's just get rid of the Poppercut now. Alright, so our next urgent goal here is to try and get rid of the Spring Hill ASAP because it has Ice Scale Dark and it's gonna be really nasty here. Yeah, I will want to switch here now, I think. It might go for Bish Bash Bush though, but you know what? We're gonna take the risk. Switch to Traffic Cab here. Okay, Bish Bash Bush. Yep. I think I've done this in a really bad way. Switch into something that can hopefully tank this like a Terracotta. Oh, that's a nasty crit, unfortunately. So we'll go for multi-shot. Wait, does this thing have beast stress? I think it has beast stress. Why did I give this thing beast resistance? That just means we need to get rid of this Braxsuit ass up. What am I doing? You might lose this Terracotta if I'm not careful. Oh! Barely saved! We got bailed out by RNG there. Oh my goodness. We could have lost this Terracotta for real. I don't have quick smack. So let's just use Inflame because it has beast stress and switch to something that will tank this, like a Pom Bomb. Phew! Alright, we got to that nasty fight. That one really went completely sideways, honestly. I was being careless though, so I should be a lot more careful, honestly.
Nice.
Before we proceed into the Ranger Outpost though, we want to pick up this stuff here for free Kaizo. And now we're in the Ranger Outpost. So you might notice it's a little bit crowded. The Ranger Outpost is now 2 floors since I want it to serve as a secondary hub for the Rangers now. Right, so this NPC just essentially gives us, explains away why Reodorns are out of stock. And there's extra dialogue depending on whether or not you have the Anti-Transpirant enabled. Right, so this book here gives hints about move changes, though you can just read them in the documentation. If you want to remaster your tapes, you'll need a remastering kit installed to your player. I heard Wilma at Town Hall sells them to new trainees. Oh, but that's not enough if you want to remaster them to their full potential. For that, you'll need to equip the appropriate remaster sample sticker on the appropriate tape, which Wilma also stocks. For the longest time, this building was worn down. There wasn't even a second floor then. Open this for a prayer fusilli. Now, prayer fusilli is pretty much the only way you can fill up your fusion meter. It doesn't fill up from taking damage anymore. You'll have to be careful about when you spend this. Pick this up for some free tapes, though you can buy them now. Lodestein's here for story stuff. We have 32 here, so I guess the most useful one would be a golden upgrade. Yeah, we'll get one. And because we have a spring heal, I want to show off a cool strat we can do with desperation, so we'll go buy that. So this person's essentially your help desk, which explains away some stuff. Yeah, I'm good for now. Yeah, sure, I'll hesitate to ask. As part of the change to some things in Kaizo, I kind of wanted to feature the Ranger Notice board much earlier on. And so, we have to introduce some new NPCs in the story. Well, let's talk to Auntie first. No new stuff here yet. I hear. But nowadays, we've redirected most of our efforts towards identifying and cleaning up hazards. So yeah, between the poison water, all of these random boulders that are in the way, those sort of thing. Yeah, so I've also decided to randomly change the stamp card. Change the color a little bit.
Right.
Oh, Auntie Swag she uses dash there because the transition to the stairs is a lot cleaner than just walking. We meet one of many new NPCs here, Legara. Ahoy, welcome to the Rangers. My name is Legara, and as member of the Supply Rangers, part of our work involves helping those in need. If you're willing to give us a hand, you'll have to show us your resolve that you're serious about your training. If you can get Captain Wallace's stamp, meet me back here at the outpost and I'll reward you for your efforts. So that's our first quest. We want to get his stamp. But for now, we have 1 fuse material and we're going to spend it very wisely here. So Wilma's now here. New dialogue here. Where is it? I think it's here. I've got upgrades for cassette players, remaster sample stickers, passes for different services. Yeah. Alright, so you don't want to buy this prayer fusilli because it's kind of expensive. You could, I guess, buy this additional sticker stock and open up the next tier for the merchants, buy some new stickers there. But really, we should buy a remastering kit. So this is a permanent upgrade and allows us to remaster. As the description says, middle stage remasters are free. But if you want to unlock final stage remasters, like say Decibel, we need an extra sticker for that. So we have no other choice. Well, no other good choice, so let's buy this one. And upon purchasing, you should be able to see some new sample stickers here. And the stock depends on what monsters you've already caught. So we're only seeing ones for Traffic Crab and Pom Bomb since that's the ones we have that are final evolutions at the moment. Since I'm adding these new stickers, I decided why not, make them a little bit extra. So they're kind of an Eviolite now. They passively buff the monster stats provided it's the right species. And they also give +1 slot. The downside, however, is that upon remastering the tape, this item is consumed. Essentially, this is permanently moved. So you can kind of choose between holding on to remastering for that extra defensive boost or remaster it now for the extra slots, and so on.
Ta-ta.
Right, so certainly a lot more NPCs here as well. This one we won't be able to see this part of the demo, but yeah, so this is a tape hacker, allows you to hack your tapes into bootlegs, since I forgot to mention another one of the changes is wild monsters no longer have a chance to be bootlegs, again to discourage any form of grinding. In exchange, this service allows you to hack any of your tapes into any bootlegs at a cost. You're gonna need a pass for that, which isn't available yet. Alright, we gotta get rid of stuff first. So again, this tutorial also has been carefully modified a bit. So for Spring Hill, we get to choose here between Vagabond or Thief. One deliberate choice I made is that Snoopin gets significantly better moves compared to Hopskin to compensate for the fact that it's a mixed attacker and doesn't have as much of a massive stat bump. So yeah, you get some really good moves if you go for Snoopin, but for the early game, we're gonna have to go to Hopskin. Now I have a Hopskin. Can also remaster Arcan Devil. And I think I want to pick Alchemy here for the Malchemy over Vendemon, I think. You know what? Yeah, let's go for that. I think I want to use up my Golden Upgrade now because Malchemy gets some really good stuff to compensate for the fact that you're not choosing a Banshee. So I'm gonna spend it here. Get some really good stuff. The main thing here being Deja Vu along with Scorch and Fireproof. In fact, I think I might want to equip that now, honestly. Don't want Scorch. Don't want Pustule Bomb yet. We'll go for Fireproof and Deja Vu. Yeah. For Hopskin, I want to give this guy Desperation. This surprise, so that will help us later. I think I also want to give it coverage now, like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll go for Superheated Fist. Right, so I forgot to mention, the game starts to open up a little bit once you've met Ayanti. Oh. So for instance, you can unlock Eugene or Meredith now. But we'll do that, I think, in the next episode. I just want to get through this since I've been talking for way too long now. And yeah, my voice is starting to give up now.
Hey.
Yeah, so I wanted to include this stuff in since there's almost no opportunity to explore them. So we're gonna do a one-on-one battle. So yeah, here's a kind of a tutorial in case you missed it if you haven't been playing through the Gauntlet update. But yeah, this is effectively a true one-on-one. So we're up against Mason, who is essentially Wallace's partner. I've decided to give them names since by default they're just Ranger. So the main gimmick of this fight is they're going to be using extra duration, compatibility, beast wall, plus recycle so that they can start landing the big hits. I'm thinking we use Smack here to slow down the turn a bit so that it's not gonna be matter, but that's fine. Now Mason's going to really want to go for rapid fire. Probably. It might go for shooting star instead though because yeah, we do have fireproof, we'll see. Oh, that's a good crit! So Mason has 1.5 times the default HP, so 180 base max HP. At this low HP, they might decide to switch or stay in. Yeah, there's a switch, so I'm going to want to multi-smack early on. Now this is an incredibly dangerous fight. If he doesn't switch here, he's going for Suction Cup Dart or Desperation. And I think, yeah, let's just play safe and switch to Pom Bomb. Ah, I got baited there. Unfortunate. It might recycle. Yeah, I think it should pretty much recycle here. So I'm going to shred it, take advantage of that by multi-shotting. Because here I've coded the AI to really want to prefer recycle if it can. But we really need to switch now because this is gonna deal a lot of damage. Yeah, I think we'll go for Cyanide, I think. Yeah, go for a bait chain here because Burners here is gonna use Hurricane and that deals a lot of damage since it falls above that. I'm gonna go for Zephyr here. Oh, I decided to stay in. It's probably gonna Hurricane again. Oh, well, let's see. There's a switch. Unfortunate. Could have predicted that. It's not gonna recycle this turn though because it's already at full AP, so we're gonna have to prepare for this one. The evasion up should help give us a favor, I think. Do I want to multi-shot here? I think I'm gonna wall up first. Oh, it went for a cycle. But we should be in good shape now. Perfect opportunity to multi-shot as it switches away. Ah, dang it. I am faster though, right? So yeah, I should take advantage of this by doing a free switch. Yeah, I have multi-shot, so we should be fine here. Get the KO on this thing. Up. For this last one, I'm not sure what it wants to do actually, so I'm gonna wall up for safety. Because I think it's low health that it won't recycle anymore, but instead go for a hit like that or desperation. That should buy us at least a couple more turns. So let's go for a multi-shot here. Ah, shame we didn't get it. Well, we got to Mason though, so that's at least nice. Alright.
Nice.
Now that that's done, it's time to employ our next strategy for this fight. So we're going now to here, Harbor Town Hospital, since there's new stuff here as well. Oh, it's so bad. Alright, so it is now day 2. I really wanted to wrap this one up last night, but I saw kind of a big issue here in this scene that I really wanted to fix. But it was really late in the night and my voice was dying, so I gave up and decided to delay it until next day. So here we are in Harbor Town Hospital, so we can talk to Dr. Pensby here. And we can see that she's selling some stickers for Kaizo, like Neutralize, Hurl, Flash, that sort of thing. As well as some items that are permanently out of stock if you're playing on difficulties where healing is disabled.
Goodbye.
But the main reason I'm here is to visit this Nevermort NPC over here. So I've had to add a new character that offers a new service, so here's Maggie. Oh, a new volunteer. You're a brave one, or perhaps a fool. But as they say, fortune favors the bold. Maggie at your service, scholar of the Fight and Flight School of Thought, and current assistant to Dr. Pensby. The lands we inhabit are filled with danger, so why not embrace a danger and put oneself directly into harm's way? In exchange for some Kaizo, I can help bring some thrill to your journey. So, the main service offered here is the ability to set your tape HP to a specific value, useful for things like Neutralize or Desperation or those sorts of things. Since as you've noticed, after every battle you get automatically healed to full as a quality of life feature. So for this one, I think I want Hop Skin to be at 21% with the idea that I'll be using a wall and then I'll be at exactly 1% health for max power Desperation. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. Alright. From here, I think I'm going to plan out for the next fight, which is Captain Wallace. I'm just gonna double check some stuff, like especially regarding my speed tiers. So yeah, I just have to make sure that, you know, I've got the right moveset, got the right speed tiers, so on and so forth. And then we'll proceed into battle, I suppose. Right, so while I was sorting things out and making sure that I have a plan for Captain Wallace, I realized that I made a huge mistake here. So for this fight, you really want to have a tape that's between 90 speed and 120 speed at 5 stars. And Malcolmy at 0 stars normally fits that build, but since I used a golden upgrade on it, it's now at 5 stars, it's now way too fast for the job. Looking at this team, the only thing that can basically fit the build would be this traffic crab. Hits the target speed but only at 5 stars. So I'm gonna have to fix that. So just buy that. While I was thinking about it, I also made a mistake here. So we're going back to Harbor Town Hospital and readjust something. So I'm going to further optimize this down to 1%. Use the upgrade here on the traffic crab to hit 5 stars. Right, I forgot about that feature. So we're gonna have to waste another one because of... So that's quite annoying. That's fine. So this is kind of the setup that I'm trying to go for. Make sure this thing is double smack. Alright, let's do this for real now and go fight Captain Wallace. So I want the Captain Wallace fight here to be kind of a culmination of essentially getting accustomed to this new AI that I've been using for this mod. For this fight, I really want the opponent here, Captain Wallace and co, to stick to the script, and that's fine. But the instant you try to go off script, you're going to have a bad time. So it's better to let them try to do their own thing. So for this one, I want to first set up a wall for Hop Skin and then immediately start doing damage to the traffic cab. Alright, and now for the central gimmick of the fight. The traffic cab will use Inflame on the Lobstacle for a wall, and Lobstacle will use Throw for damage. I've drastically nerfed Captain Wallace's range attack stat so that this is actually manageable. Since otherwise, if we set it to default, this is going to deal way too much damage and everything. I think for the next turn here... Yeah, so essentially we get a free turn that we can take advantage of. So I think I'll go with an Elemental Wall here on Hop Skin, which for extra stuff, and then use Desperation for Traffic Up. Now if this early game looks a little easy, I'm fine with that. It's a little intentional. Since, you know, a lot of the stuff like Pokemon ROM hacks, they tend to put some of the difficulty in the early game, like making it heavily encounter dependent, with the idea that you're going to be encouraging heavily risky strategies this early on while you can. So for this, I need to switch into Traffic Crab to prepare the setup, and I did not put double smack on this thing. This is kind of bad. That's fine though. So we're gonna take some kind of massive damage on the switch in, but that's fine. What was I about to say? Sorry, I completely got sidetracked. I wanted to make the difficulty curve a bit more gradual. And so a big reason for this is that Cassette has a huge 7-minute unskippable tutorial that you have to go through. And so it would be a little bit annoying when you're first to have to go through that for every run. So I hope this all works out. Captain Wallace has base 99 speed, and I'm going to take advantage of that fact since I'm using a 5-star traffic cab in this fight. Meaning this traffic cab will always outspeed the Lobstacle, but it is slower than a Macabre who has 120 base speed. So I'm gonna continue to use double smack here, and I need to switch this out. No, okay, I'll go for Alchemy here. A little risky since we're low HP, but we should find. Now Wallace is going to want to refresh broadcast here as a bit of a leeway for this fight. But due to this speed tiering, we can ensure that the traffic cab will always get rid of any walls and Wallace's throw will fail. So we'll see here. Now if I did my speed calculating right, yeah, there we go. So we've essentially put Captain Wallace here in a bad position. So we'll just have to repeatedly do this. Just use double smack on traffic cab and try to get some chip damage in while we can. Now very important, we want to KO the Lobstacle before we start to worry about the Macabre here. Because Lobstacle has the old one too, and if you try to break apart this throw strategy, you're going to take a lot of damage since it's still 120 melee attack. I want to start doing some more chips, so I'll go for multi-smack instead. Go for Bonbon Blast. So a recommendation for this fight, you'll want to try to get them into just trying to spam throw. If you try to bring a lightning type, they have countermeasures for that will make the fight a lot harder. So I'd highly recommend that you not go for that. Alright, so I do want to chip down this Macabre to very low health as we try to progress through this fight. Once Lobstacle hits a certain HP threshold, they will stop employing this strategy. So I'll want to try and deal as much damage to the Macabre now while I have a chance. Yeah, I think this mine... I don't know if this is low enough. We do afford one free turn here because Wallace is going to try and refresh broadcast. So I'd say we should go for the kill now, I think. Yeah, we'll have to go for double smack here. Go for multi-shot and hope this kills. Okay, good. That was a range. It lived. That's unfortunate. However, we are in a pretty good spot still. the traffic cab is still faster, so I can just make sure that this Lobstacle is a non-issue. I have 36 HP. Yeah, I think it's worth walling up here. Okay, we're good. We survived that. And now that gets rid of the Lobstacle before it gets the opportunity to use the old one to sweep us. Now here, Mason's going to heavily prefer the traffic cab since I think Toy Hammer now kills. So this is a safe switch to the Pom Bomb. Yeah, I can take advantage of this as well by switching into Hop Skin for some early damage. There we go. That's our rebuff here. Now we afford exactly one turn here. So I think I'll want to try and go for Sticky Tongue and deal as much damage as possible with a Desperation. Let's see how much this does. Oh, that's a good crit. It tries to Toy Hammer here to break the wall. Okay. So we're kind of done here now. We can just quick smack for the win. And there we go. Captain Wallace Deathless. I'll be honest, I would have had a much easier time had I, not excitedly gone for the golden upgrade for the Malgamy. Captain Wallace isn't, supposed to be that much of a run killer. It's essentially more of a test to see if you're ready for, what the rest of the game hopefully has to offer.
Nice work.
Since there are plenty of ways where this fight can completely go out of hand if you don't prepare extensively enough. But with that done, that's Captain Wallace. You know what? Yeah, I would like an Axolotl. Found a bug that slipped through the cracks. Alright, so backup has arrived. Oh, petrified already. That's not good. Please don't die.